Okay, for the production, I want to go to the production very fast because this film was extremely, extremely difficult to make. It's a miracle that it's made, actually. So they could not find money because first, Antonioni was never successful as a filmmaker before. Nobody wanted to give him money. What are they going to give him money for? Is he going to say, what is he going to do? And he really was very into making this film. This film was a very important film for him. Monica Vitti, that you see in the film, who is the main actress, helped him a lot to try to find money and to get somewhere. And they got into a relationship who he says this was like the love of his life. So think about that too. A director who has a main actress as his love of his life, you're going to have a good film somehow. Because the vision of a director is through his eyes. And whenever you see a camera that a director was in love with his actress, it's very different. He has this kind of being in love with someone. And you're going to see it. You're going to see when you see that it is, you can understand. So, many years of difference, but they were together for a long time, and she helped him the world. The first production that they had, they went on an island of Sicily, to shoot the movie. L'Avventura is happening on an island. They are all on the island, the crew, and suddenly the production who gives the money go bankrupt. They go bankrupt. They don't have any food because there is no money. They cannot get out of the island. They are stuck on the island. The crew is working while the camera and the lights go on strike. So everything is going down. And he is so strong about the will of doing this film. He said to the people, I'm going to do it. He got up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and he really tried to just make them believe that this is a great movie, that they should really follow through. Eventually, they get some more money, and they find another producer. Everything was a catastrophe. Everything was difficult. They could not even find, a way of getting out of the island, because this island was... This was supposed to be happening in the movie in the summer, and they were near the winter, in the fall, very bad weather. Boat could not come in. They could not get out of that. Well, I can tell you it's catastrophe, And it took about 5 months to make the film. The boat that they are using is changing. So for 5 months, they were struggling with no hope to make the film, basically. These are the actors that you're going to see in the film who are very well-renowned. I think Gabriele Ferzetti is a man. In the film, the man. I'm going to tell you the man, because there is just this guy is like the center of what the representation of masculinity. Think about that, and we'll go over after that. Monica Vitti is Claudia. Léa Massari, who is really, I don't know if you know Léa Massari, she was really known here in the US for the movie of Louis Malle. She's really, you're going to recognize her too. Julia Dominique Blanchard, who is a French actress. The composer, Giovanni Fusco. Antonioni does not like music in his film. Does not. He picked Fusco because he liked him. For a certain point, he wants some music. But he found that music, like a lot of film people did, they found that music is taking away from the role of the actors. Does not use music all the time, but he has this very specific, composer that he likes, and the cinematographer, of course, who is going to be with him all the time. But he decides for the shot. Nobody else does. What I want to tell you is that if there is a huge, huge difference of the movies made, it's what we call cinematic language. Cinematic language. If in a frame of watching with no sound, you should be able to understand what's happening in the film. And you should fill up the vision and the dialogue without having any. We're going back to the silent film in somehow differently. If you go like Joan of Arc, like the great movie of Drive, what you see the frame is there, but it's more than that. It's a frame, but it's the emotion, it's the feeling. He's one of the greatest for that. So he got in Cannes Film Festival, who was a catastrophe when they had the first thing. So there is a lot of time. We go back on this after we watch the film. But everything about the framing, the position of the characters, the color, everything is so much in control. And he's talking by the image. Of course, the dialogue are there. The action are there. But these are minimum. The most important is what you are watching. You're watching something, and sometimes it's going to be long because he has a way of length on it, but you're going to see it. So And some close-up, but I will go on this after, to show you what the frame is. So obviously, all this theme, and I will go to the theme, the masculinity, the femininity, how we look at creativity, all these things will go back a little bit after. Film reception of the film. They made the film after 5 months. They are really excited. Took them a long time to go there. Go, first screening in Cannes Film Festival. Monica Vitti, first film. Antonioni was like one of the first big break that he has. The people laugh. It's a very serious film, too. It's very dark. They laugh and they boo at the film. The crew come out crying. Monica Vitti, she said, I never cried so much of my life. She was destroyed. She said she was 28 years old at the time, and Antonioni was his big break, so-and-so, because it was his vision. They were destroyed. So this is come out of the film. 24 hours after, there is about 20 important directors who write this very long, article with saying this is the best movie that they ever watched. And they give to them a special prize. They don't give them anything. They give them a prize for the new cinematic language. So he creates, for these people who were there, and 2 years after, this film became one of the top 10 films in the history of cinema. It's like after, Orson Welles and everything else, so he's really on the top of this. And they come up, and then they go to the rest of the film. But just to tell you, the commercial reception was a catastrophe, because it's so different than what people were used that they were really shocked. But as you watch it and what you're going to experiment, you're going to see how different it is. Just to show you a cinematic language before you watch the film, that's cinematic language. That's it's a frame. No one put a frame of 2 actors in the back, looking at the sky, in completely different places. It just brings emotion, it brings feeling, it brings a sense of something that nobody ever does. So you're going to see the movie is made of a lot of this, where it's like you absorb this quote-unquote loneliness, like existential reason to be. We'll talk about the man and the woman in the film, but these are what cinematic language is. Show you another one. This is cinematic language. You watch this, you can't tell me what's the story with them, and you know just by watching it, how this effect of loneliness, of like struggling about like with, when you're going to see all this image one of the other on the side of each other, it what makes the Aventura. There is few of them, but we'll go back on this after. Everything is really, like close-up too is very, very well known for this, and this is close-up, very, very close-up. Nobody did this before, we never did close-up like this. And this is, I'm not going to show you what it is because it's the end. So. All right, so let's watch it. Remember, that is the 2 things that you have to watch is like how the film is made, but it's more how it makes you feel. There is a feeling about the film. It's not about the storyline. It's a little bit about the bicycle thief where everything is like happening, how the people are reacting around. The very, very big question of the man world, 1960 in Italy, and how the woman is. He is a director of a woman, meaning women are much more interesting for him than men. Men are often described as idiots, often. Terrible to say, but it is. Bergman too used to say like this. He said, women are so much more complex and so much more like full of things that he's more fascinated by women than by men. So the transcription, when you're going to watch it, you're going to see why. You're going to see how it is, and we'll talk about it. And of course, we'll talk about the beginning, the end, and all the meaning of the film. So thank you for coming. It's really one of the great films of the history of cinema.